You are wearing a lie right now. Not a bad lie, a brilliant one. Nike sells you a shoe for $200. That shoe cost them $26 to make. The person who made it earns $2 an hour. And Nike made $5.7 billion in profit last year. All from a company that does not own a single factory, does not employ the people who make the shoes, does not even touch the product before it reaches you. This is not an opinion. These are Nike's own numbers, filed with the United States Securities and Exchange Commission. By the end of this video, you will understand exactly how this works. Nike was founded on January 25, 1964. 2 people. Phil Knight, a 26-year-old accounting student. Bill Bowerman, a track and field coach. Their starting capital, $1,200. Their first-year revenue, $8,000. They sold running shoes from the trunk of a car at track meets. Today, Nike's revenue per hour is $5.8 million. Every hour, day and night, 7 days a week. In fiscal year 2024, Nike's total revenue was $51.362 billion. That is more than the GDP of 130 countries. From shoes and clothing, Nike now operates in 190 countries. They sell products in 6 continents. They have 213 Nike direct stores in North America alone, and their digital platform, Nike.com and the Nike app, generated over $9 billion in revenue last year. Now, the money. Where does $51 billion come from? Nike's revenue comes from 3 product categories. Footwear, $33.6 billion, 65% of everything. Apparel, $13 billion, 25%. Equipment, $1.8 billion, 3.5%. But product category is not the most important breakdown. The most important number is how they sell it. 2 channels, wholesale and direct. And the difference between these 2 numbers tells you everything about Nike's strategy for the next 10 years. Channel 1. Wholesale. Nike sells to Foot Locker, JD Sports, Dick's Sporting Goods, and thousands of other retailers around the world. Those retailers then sell to you at markup. Wholesale revenue in 2024, $27.762 billion, 54% of total revenue. Channel 2. Nike Direct. Nike sells directly to you. No middleman, no retailer markup. Through Nike.com, through the Nike app, through Nike's own retail stores. Direct revenue in 2024, $21.5 billion, 42% of total revenue. Now here is why direct matters more than wholesale. When Nike sells through a retailer, Nike gets roughly $50 from a $200 shoe. The retailer keeps the rest. When Nike sells direct, Nike keeps $140 from the same $200 shoe. Same shoe, same price. Nearly 3 times the profit per unit. This is why Nike has been aggressively closing wholesale accounts and pushing customers to buy direct. The numbers demand it. Nike's geographic breakdown tells another story. North America, $21 billion, 41%. Europe, Middle East, and Africa, $13 billion, 25%. Greater China, $7 billion, 14%. Asia Pacific and Latin America, $6.4 billion, 12%. And Converse, the brand Nike owns, $2.3 billion. Now, where does the money go? Cost of sales in 2024, $28.475 billion. This is what Nike pays factories for the physical products, materials, manufacturing, shipping to warehouses. after this cost, Nike keeps $22,887,000,000 as gross profit. Gross margin, 44.6%. 44.6% gross margin. Every $200 shoe, after paying the factory, Nike keeps $89.20. But what does the factory actually receive? Research shows Nike's contract factories in Vietnam, where 49% of Nike footwear is made, receive approximately $26 to $30 per shoe. The factory worker who made it earns approximately $2.38 per hour. Now, selling and administrative expenses. Total, $16,576,000,000. This breaks into two parts. Part 1. Demand creation. Nike's word for marketing and advertising. $4,285,000,000 per year. That is $11,731,000 per day. $488,800 per hour. $8,148 per minute. $136 per second. $4 billion to make you believe a $26 shoe is worth $200. And here is the most important thing about that $4 billion. It is not a cost. It is an investment. Because every dollar Nike spends on marketing returns multiple dollars in revenue. In 2024, Nike spent $4.3 billion on marketing and generated $51.4 billion in revenue. That is a 12-to-1 return on marketing spend. Who are they paying that $4 billion to? Athletes. Billions go to athlete endorsement contracts. LeBron James, estimated $300 million lifetime deal. Cristiano Ronaldo, estimated $1 billion lifetime deal. Serena Williams, lifetime contract, reportedly worth $40 million. Michael Jordan still receives approximately $150 million per year from Nike, every year, since 1984. Jordan Brand generated $7 billion in revenue last year alone. Part 2 of expenses, operating overhead, everything else, corporate salaries, technology, logistics, retail operations, legal, HR, research and development, $12,291,000,000. Total selling and administrative, $16,576,000,000. That is 32.3% of total revenue going to run the company. Now, the workforce. This is the part Nike does not advertise. Nike directly employs 79,400 people worldwide. That is Nike's official employee count. 79,400. But here is the number Nike does not put on the front page. Over 1 million people manufacture Nike products every single day, in 533 contract factories, across 40 countries. Vietnam, 49% of footwear production. Indonesia, 27%. China, 18%. Nike does not employ a single one of these 1 million people. The factories do. Nike just places the orders. Let's compare who works for Nike and who makes Nike. Corporate employee in Beaverton, Oregon. Average salary $89,000 per year. Benefits, stock options. Office. Career growth. Contract factory worker in Ho Chi Minh City, Vietnam. Average wage $2.38 per hour. Working 48 to 60 hours per week. That is approximately $6,000 to $7,000 per year. The corporate employee earns more in 1 month than the factory worker earns in an entire year. Nike's CEO in fiscal 2024, John Donahoe. Total CEO compensation, $29,184,701. That is $79,770 per day. $3,324 per hour. Every hour. While sleeping. While on vacation. A factory worker in Vietnam would need to work approximately 12,000 years to earn what the CEO earns in one. Now, the final number, the bottom line. Total revenue, $51,362,000,000. Cost of sales, $28,475,000,000. Gross profit, $22,887,000,000. Total expenses, $16,576,000,000. Operating income, $6,311,000,000. Interest income, $161 million. Other income, $228 million. Income before taxes, $6,700,000,000. Income tax, $1 billion. Effective tax rate, 14.9%. Net income, $5,700,000,000. Net profit margin, 11.1%. For every $100 Nike receives in revenue, $11.10 is pure profit. Now let's compare that to other companies. Apple, 25.3% net margin. McDonald's, 31% net margin. Google, 23.8% net margin. Nike, 11.1%. Why is Nike's margin lower? Physical products. Nike actually has to pay for materials, manufacturing, logistics, unlike McDonald's, which owns no restaurants and collects royalties. Unlike Apple, which designs but outsources manufacturing to Foxconn. Nike is caught in the middle, brand without factories, but still dependent on physical supply chains. The margin tells the story. But 11.1% on $51 billion is still $5,700,000,000 in profit. In 1 year. That is $5,700,000,000 more than Nike had 1 year before it started. Profit per second, $180.63. Every second, $180. Right now, while you watch this video. Now, the most important number of all. Nike's brand value, according to Interbrand's Best Global Brands report, $31 billion. Not the company, not the factories, not the inventory, just the brand. The swoosh. 3 words. $31 billion for an idea. What does that $31 billion buy? It buys the ability to sell a $26 shoe for $200. Without explanation, without justification, just because the swoosh is on it. Nike spent 60 years and hundreds of billions in marketing to build that $31 billion asset. And unlike factories, it cannot be burned down. Unlike machines, it doesn't depreciate. Unlike employees, it doesn't quit. The brand is the business. Proof. In 2020, during COVID-19, Nike's revenue dropped 12.2%. 430 stores closed, billions in wholesale orders canceled. But when stores reopened, customers came back. Full price. No discounts needed, because the brand did not decline when the business did. The brand waited, and the customers followed. Let's put every number on one screen. You have worn Nike. You have believed the brand. You have paid $200 for something that cost $26 to make. Now you know exactly why that happened, and exactly who benefited. Most people will keep buying. Without knowing any of this. That is not stupidity. That is the power of a 60-year, $300 billion marketing campaign. Now you see it for what it is. Now you are not most people. Every week on Simply Known. One company. Real numbers from real financial statements. The financial truth most people never look for. Subscribe. It is free. And next week, we open the books on another company. The numbers will change how you see it forever.